It's your turn to get it.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Wait, what?
Out of bounds. That's it? Oh.
1-0. 1-0.
All right.
Yeah. Get it.
Oh. I thought that was her spot, bro. Oh. Oh, out of bounds.
Oh, 3-2.
Oh.
4-2.
Go, Andrea, go.
Oh, 5-2. Okay. Game's over. Let's go back to our chairs. Team from Richie won. The hint is that's the Bible verse up there. Remember what the Bible verse says? It says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Okay? So the first part is, for as me and my house.
I hope that's the verse.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still got it. I'm getting it. Not really.
For put a song of praise in this heart. Beautiful.
thank you. His word is good. This one's easy. A song of praise is God is good. All the time. The darkest night is light will shine. God is good. God is good. All the time. Here's the trophy. I gotta show it's out. It's worthy. Saving so far. So is worthy. There it is. All the time. With a song of praise, with a song of praise, God is good all the time. In the darkest night, His light will shine. God is good, God is good all the time. Yes, sir. The plans you have for me. Life is in your hands, and in the eyes of man, please see. There it is. All time, you put a song of praise in this heart of mine. God is good all the time. In the darkest night, His light will shine. God is good. He's so good. God is good. He's so good. He's good. Ooh. Oh. Here we go.
All right, beautiful, great job. And
All right, what a beautiful song. God is good all the time. And today we wanted to share a verse from the Bible, from the book of Joshua, in fact. And it's probably a well-known verse. It's Joshua 24, the second part of verse 15. And Joshua is talking to the people of Israel. And he has noticed that some of the people have stopped seeking God. They started looking for answers in other things or believing in other gods. And Joshua wanted to make it plain to everybody. And he says, as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. As for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. And you see, each and every one of us are responsible for our relationship with God. Nobody else can do it for us. God doesn't want to hear about us from somebody else. He wants to hear from us personally. That's the God that we serve. That's the God that loves us, even when we make mistakes, even with our shortcomings. He still loves us. What a beautiful treasure we have in that. So I want to share this story. It's called the One Kid's Treasure. So one day Andy came home from school and sat down gloomily in the living room. Now his father was in his favorite chair, reading the paper, when he turned to look with concern towards Andy. Andy, why the long face? He asked. Not looking at him, Andy replied, my teacher said we have to bring something of value to class for show and tell this week. Dad, it's terrible. The only thing I own that's valuable is my old rusty bike. I don't want to bring that. Everyone at school already laughs at me. Well, it's not that old or rusty. And you need it to go to school. You don't want to throw it away, do you? The father asked. No, but I have an idea. How about a new one? My 10th birthday is coming up, and that can be my birthday gift in advance. Then I can show everyone in school that I have a new bike. I have a better idea, said the father. I'll go ahead and give you your gift in advance. How's that? But it's not a bike. He motioned for Andy to follow him with a look of excitement on his face. Come with me to the barn. Andy jumped off the chair with anticipation. Oh, Dad, you are so cool. Hurry, I'll meet you there. And off he ran. At the barn, Andy saw nothing new. Just the same old rusty tools hanging on the walls. He was so disappointed, tears started flowing from his eyes. Son, don't cry. I have something for you. His dad walked over to the furthest wall and took down an old, odd-looking shovel and gave it to Andy. Dad, how could you? This is the oldest thing on planet Earth. He complained as he threw the shovel on the ground and started to cry again. Andy, please listen to me. If you come with me, I promise you will have something great for show and tell. Andy dried his tears with his sleeves and went with his dad to a remote area of the farm. His dad started to dig in the ground. Sometimes Andy helped, and they dug and dug as the minutes turned to hours. The sun had already gone down for the day before the digging stopped. That night, the light in Andy's bedroom stayed on until wee hours of the morning. A few days later, Andy walked into his classroom carrying that very old shovel and a small wooden box. The other children were carrying their valuables too. Fluffy teddy bears, porcelain dolls, boxes of baseball cards, sports uniforms, coin collections. Someone even brought a brand new Nintendo GameCube. Everyone seemed to give Andy a snickering look. Finally, the show and tell time started. The children were all in attention, and you could hear all the oohs and ahs. Then it was Andy's turn. He began speaking. Next Monday is my 10th birthday, and my dad gave him my most precious gift. He held up the shovel as he continued. This shovel is more than 150 years old. Suddenly, the classroom became quiet with all eyes fixed on the shovel. Andy, is that a shovel for a treasure hunt? Do you have gold with you? One of the classmates asked. With that, the kids walked up front to get a closer look. No, I don't have gold, but something better. Andy said as he took out a small Bible, a few photographs, some old rusty trinkets, and a bunch of letters. This is a very old Bible, dating back to the 1700s. That's more than 300 years ago. It originally belonged to my great, 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 and many more greats grandfathers. It has the names of the sons of every generation. It now has my name too. The little trinkets are toys from when each one was a little kid. And these are letters from each of their fathers. You see, generation after generation, each father gave the shovel to his son to dig out these same treasures. The family history is the treasure that each son receives on his 10th birthday. Let me read my grandfather's letter to my dad. Son, this treasure may not be gold in your eyes, but as you grow older and wiser, I pray that it becomes your most prized possession. As you can see, these letters give you a glimpse of our history about the fathers and sons in each generation of our family. Touching these items and reading these letters, you will know how much care and love there is in one family. Now it is my turn to write to you. Just like you, I dug this treasure with my father when I was a young boy, and I was also kind of disappointed at first. But after I realized how much I was loved by all the fathers of each generation, the old box and what is inside became my golden treasure. It gave me memories that I will never forget. When you read this Bible, although the pages are well worn, you will find a message that is beautiful and strong. It will keep your path straight as you grow older. I hope you keep this in your heart as I did, and the fathers did before me. Most of all, as you read through these letters about my love and their love, may God touch your heart to help you to give these same treasures to your own son on his 10th birthday. I know these things are old, but they are gold to me. Andy concluded with a slight tear in his eye. Then he took his box and sat down. When the show and tell was over, the teacher addressed the class. All right, class. Thank you, everyone, for such a wonderful show and tell time. You can now all get up and look at each other's treasures. As the kids all got up from their chairs, the teacher started towards Andy's box to take a look inside. Suddenly, she stopped. There, inside the box, she saw a sign in Andy's handwriting that read, "Valuable. Please don't touch." What a beautiful story of a treasure. And just like Andy, on his 10th birthday, his father helped him to dig up that box, that generation through generation. But see, our treasure is the Bible. As we dig in more and more, as we read the stories from Genesis to Revelation, we will see God's love for each and every one of us, his care for us, how he wants the best for us, how he reminds us that we're never alone, that no matter how difficult the situation may be, we can trust in him, and that our God, there is nothing impossible for him. So as we close tonight, I want to encourage you kids to pray every day, to talk to our Father. He wants to hear your voice, and to read your word every day, because he wants to talk to us. Well, once again, we've enjoyed this time. We love each and every one of you. We're praying for you. May God bless you all and continue to guide you each and every day. We love you. Good night and bye.